Is
Referring
start.
to
Okay, it is now recording.
B-roll, B-roll, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're on.
Good. My name is 2Feather, and I'm having a discussion here with Douglas about a few things. And when my three teachers chose me and motioned to come here, I didn't even know who they were. I didn't ask for them. I didn't call for this. It was just put in my lap. So the final eventuality of 10 years of apprenticing with three teachers, come a day when they cut the string with their finger that you point with, pick your nose with, and the other finger you point with, and they put them two fingers together like scissors and says, I cut the string. You're no longer my apprentice. You're my equal. And like, what? What am I supposed to do now? So in looking through all of that, when I pierced up for Sundance and when I gave my flesh and blood, I gave my flesh and blood because I made a pledge to be in service to others. And that means, in my mind, in all three areas, mind, body, and spirit. So where I'm going with all this is that after so many years of apprenticing and getting hit on the head with sticks and doing all these weird things I was demanded to do by my teacher, and they didn't like to say nothing twice, I was wondering, what's this all about? Like, why me? Everybody wants to have one teacher, and I got three teachers. And they search their whole life asking one question, and I got three teachers telling me the answers to three different questions, and none three of them, they don't say the same thing. So I'm going, what? So when I met you, Douglas, I was wondering, what's this all about? But I'm a true believer, and I am a true person of faith. And I allow the angels in the universe to have their way with me from time to time. I do like to use qualifiers. So I did qualify Doug because when I asked my light beings around me about Douglas, they said kind of like with their arms folded, but not like all the way folded, but they weren't straight down. And so one of my three teachers loves to talk in riddles, so I know which one was getting me at the time. I was getting nicked. So that means I know how to screen people, so I screened Douglas. Remember when you held your hand up to the camera on a computer screen?
Yes.
I was screening you.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were talking, I was looking all the way into your eyes, all the way down inside of you, with or without permission, because I was already on my objective to screen you.
Mm-hmm.
And all I was looking for was one bad smell, and then I can just hang up. Because you are going to turn out to be a lot of work. And I got plenty of work on my table right now. Trust me. I've written 5 books, but my assignment is 27 books. And the other books are basically all laid out, but I'm on strike until I get what I want. And I haven't been paid for the 5 books I've made yet, so I'm on strike. Now, it might seem a little superficial to some out there, but when you say getting paid, most people think about money, and that's not the kind of pay that I'm thinking about. I got a different kind of pay in mind. And it ain't money. Sure, I'd like to have some money, but that's not, money doesn't rule me. That's one of the main reasons my 3 teachers chose me. I asked him years and years later, I said, why did you choose me, Hitali? And he folded his arms, and he's a big old giant guy, like 6'9". He's so big when I put my arms around him, I can't even get halfway on the side of his arms. And he said, my son, who do your knees bend to on this earth? I said, no one. He says, that's your answer. And they don't. I mean, I'm not afraid to die. I'm not suicidal, but I've already got shot in the back of the head with a shotgun and died. I've already got run over by a fire truck on my Harley Davidson and died. I've already been in the emergency room, beep, 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 beep. I already been on the other side and I seen my book more than once. So I am not afraid to die. Most people I know that have beep, beep, beeped on the hospital room get this other way of looking at life once you've seen the other side and say it's nothing to be afraid of, it's something to embrace. But you cannot take your own life because that's the natural universe. That's the worst sin of all Native American sins I could think of: rape, burn, pillage, play, strip the skin off somebody's body, put them on a pile of ants with honey on them. I mean, nothing is worse than taking your own life, as in suicide. So there's a caution there. Anyway, so I'm talking about something specific here. I'm reviewing my why I should work with Douglas program. Why am I going to take on all this extra work, you know? And I think I finally figured it all out. My teachers said to me, my son, when I go 6 feet underground, all the knowledge and wisdom goes with me, and no one will benefit from it because I'm dead and buried. That's why. That's why you were chosen, because you're gonna take all the knowledge and you're gonna share it with the world. I'm going, what? I'm gonna what? I don't know how to do that. Says, oh, we already trained you. We, meaning him and the other two teachers, you know, over the 10 years. They collaborated a little bit, but I made a big mistake of putting them all three together at the same place one time for a dinner. And boy, what a mistake that was. That didn't happen twice. Don't you hear what I've ever said? Yeah. Well, you know very well it's la 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 la. And I'm going, hey, come on, you know, there can be two sides of the fence here, you know, the plus and negative on this side. Oh no, 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 no. It's just this way, you know, I can't. Oh man, enough of that.
That's funny because they say there's three sides to every opinion or something, right? There's three sides to a
Yours,
story.
theirs, and ours.
Funny.
So thanks for not interrupting me. In reviewing the situation, the way it looks now is that these were the words of a medicine man named Foolscrow. I never met him, but my teachers, somebody met him somewhere, and he's the one that said that. If we do not share our medicine, our medicine will disappear, go away. We'll stay in the dust for many generations, yes, but whether it comes back or not depends on the teachers and apprentices like me, who I'm now over 65 years old. I've been doing this for more than a few decades. So when I met Douglas, when I really sit down and prayed about it all, it seemed like we're going to make history. And it's a difficult thing to deal with because when people make history, there's a lot of responsibility on the shoulders floating around out there that we might not cosmically be aware of at this particular time and place. Repercussions, fallouts, benefits, backsets, backtracks, whatever. There's a lot of things to be considered. So all that being said, I'll get to the point now, is that I have been given permission to be the first traditional Native American faith healer to train students on the internet. But I also need to qualify that by saying that that is not the only thing that I will be teaching as far as faith healing is concerned, because I've been around the world many times and I've studied with many other cultures and indigenous people around the world besides my three Southwest Native American teachers. So it's not only a Native American thing. So I want to be very clear about that, that I'm an equal opportunity trainer. What I will say is that whatever I train has been proven in the field by years and years of repetitious results. And that's part of the two languages in the world, the faith language and the science language. Is that between these two worlds is all languages, between these two languages. And I consider myself somewhat of a bridge, as I see you also, Douglas, as a bridge. So I've had to work on a lot of different things. The first thing is I do not train everyone in faith healing. I have a very strict screening process. And I've been advised by my elder that no matter how strict I am, I have to be way more strict on the internet. Because when somebody's looking in my eyes and sitting in a chair in front of me with their hands open and I'm looking at them, I can see right inside, all the way inside of them. But on the computer screen here, we got a lot of this pseudo this and that. So I've taken that in deep consideration, and there's going to be quite a few very strict requirements to be considered as a possible student for the first round on enlightened healing, which is basically been taught as a weekend course, Saturday and Sunday. Hands-on in the room with the two examinations at the end of the course, one oral examination. And if you pass your oral examination, then you have uh, a volunteer laying on a massage table, and then you have to go and fix the ovary or fix the thyroid or fix the left ankle or whatever it is you get as an assignment after you've been trained in order to be certified. And I can guarantee you that everybody that takes the test does not pass. In that case, they have a year to review and come back and they could take the test again a year later. As far as I can recall, everyone who's taken a test a year later has passed. But out of them, there's probably only about 15% that lasted the year. The rest of them dropped out, and then that's the way it's supposed to be because there's a lot of responsibility being a healer. You're not here to serve yourself as a healer. People say, well, how come you're sick and you got this and that? You're a healer one and you just feel yourself. And I just like hang up on them. And if I think that somebody's even worthy of learning, I'll suck them in on purpose. I'll ask them, I said, you know what? I'm going to ask you a question. You give me the answer you think right off the top of your head. Healer, heal thyself first and then heal the others. And the ones that grab their chin and think about it, they at least get in the door. The ones that said, oh, yeah, you must heal yourself first and then go heal others, and then they're dismissed. So why would they be dismissed? Well, I'll give you a for example. One of my three teachers was so sick and lost so much weight that his skin was yellow. His cheeks were sunken and his eyes went sampagu. They kind of sink back in your head. And I thought he was going to die. And he's my teacher and he's been doing healing work for over 50 years. And because I was in that situation, I know the meaning of healer, heal thyself first and go heal the others, because there's law that's involved with faith healing. And if you follow the law, you can then possibly have the outcome. But if you're not even willing to follow the law, if you're a lawbreaker, you won't last very long. There's not that many old healers out here because they're usually short lived. They're in it for money, or they're in it for fame, or they're in it for attention. Nobody ever listened to them when they were kids in school, and now they're saying they're a healer, and now people are going to listen to them. All kinds of reasons. So I'm wrapping this up right here so we can have a two-way discussion. So basically, that's the way I see it. I see us making history. I'm going to call in very stringent requirements before anyone's accepted as a student. And the first sign of any monkey business, they'll be ejected immediately without second recourse.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of winding it all up now so that you and I can have like a two people conversation. And I think that pretty much covers where I was going.
Should I stop the recording?